Good morning, you guys. Welcome to another edition of First Chapter Friday. Today, I'm going to be reading from the first chapter of the book, I Am Number 4, and I will be sharing that book with you. If you ask me to, I do have a Google Docs version of it that I can share with you. It's a pretty large file, so if you'd like it, just let me know, and I will make sure that I can get that to you. All right, so I'm going to start with, it has a prologue, and it has like a little beginning section. The names in this book are real. Names and places have been changed to protect DeLorean 6, who remain in hiding. Take this as your first warning. Other civilizations do exist. Some of them seek to destroy you. Prologue. The door starts shaking. It's a flimsy thing, made of bamboo shoots, held together with a tattered string links of twine. The shake is subtle and almost stops immediately. They lift their heads to listen. A 14-year-old boy and a 50-year-old man, who everyone thinks is his father, but who was born near a different jungle, on a different planet, hundreds of light years away. They are lying shirtless on opposite sides of the hut, a mosquito net over each cot. They hear a distant crash, like the sound of an animal breaking the branch of a tree. But in this case, it sounds like the entire tree has been broken. What was that? The boy asks. Shh, the man replies. They hear the chirp of insects, nothing more. The man brings his legs over the side of the cot when the shake starts again. A longer, firmer shake, and another crash. This time closer. The man gets to his feet and walks slowly to the door. Silence. The man takes a deep breath as he inches his hand to the latch. The boy sits up. No, the man whispers. And in that instant, the blade of a sword, long and gleaming, made of shining white metal that is not found on earth, comes to the door and sinks deeply into the man's chest. It protrudes 6 inches out through his back and is pulled quickly free. The man grunts. The boy gasps. The man takes a single breath and utters one word. Run. He falls lifeless to the floor. The boy leaps from the cot, bursts through the rear wall. He doesn't bother with the door or a window. He literally runs through the wall, which breaks apart as if it's paper, though it's made of a strong, hard African mahogany. He tears into the Congo night, leaps over its trees, sprints at a speed somewhere around 60 miles per hour. His sight and hearing are beyond human. He dodges trees, rips through snarled vines, leaps small streams with a single step. Heavy footsteps are close behind him, getting closer every second. His pursuers also have gifts, and they have something with them. Something he has only heard hints of, something he never believed he would see on Earth. The crashing nears. The boy hears a low, intense roar. He knows whatever is behind him is picking up speed. He sees a break in the jungle up ahead when he reaches it. He sees a huge ravine, 300 feet across and 300 feet down, with a river at the bottom. The river's bank is covered with huge boulders that would break him apart if he fell on them. His only chance is to get across the ravine. He'll have a short running start and one chance to save his own life. Even for him, or for any of the others on Earth like him, it's a near impossible leap. Going back, or going down, or trying to fight them means certain death. He has one shot. There's a deafening roar behind him. They're 20, 30 feet away. He takes 5 steps back and runs, and just before the ledge, he takes off and starts running across the ravine. He's in the air 3 or 4 seconds. He screams, his arms outstretched in front of him, waiting for either safety or the end. He hits the ground and tumbles forward, stopping at the base of a mammoth tree. He smiles. He can't believe he made it, and he's going to survive. Not wanting them to see him and knowing he needs to get farther away from them, he stands. He'll have to keep running. He turns toward the jungle. As he does, a huge hand wraps itself around his throat. He's lifted off the ground. He struggles, kicks, tries to pull away, but knows it's futile, that it's over. He should have expected they'd be on both sides, that once they found him, there would be no escape. The Mogadorian lifts him so that he can see the boy's chest, see the amulet that is hanging around his neck, the amulet that only he and his kind can wear. He tears it off and puts it somewhere inside the long, black cloak he's wearing, and when his hand emerges, it is holding the gleaming white metal sword. The boy looks into Mogadorian's deep, wide, emotionless black eyes, and he speaks. The legacies live. They will find each other, and when they're ready, they're going to destroy you. The Mogadorian laughs, a nasty, mocking laugh. It raises the sword, the only weapon in the universe that can break the charm that until today protected the boy, and still protects the others. The blade ignites in a silver flame as it points to the sky, as if it's coming alive, sensing its mission and grimacing in anticipation. And as it falls, an arc of light speeding through the blackness of the jungle, the boy still believes that some part of him will survive, and some part of him will make it home. He closes his eyes just before the sword strikes, and then it's over. Chapter 1. In the beginning, there were 9 of us. We left when we were young, almost too young to remember. Almost. Until the ground shook, that the skies were full of light and explosions. We were in that 2-week period of the year when both moons hang on opposite sides of the horizon. It was a time of celebration, and the explosions were at first mistaken for fireworks. They were not. It was warm. A soft wind blew in from the water. I'm always told the weather, it was warm. There was a soft wind. I've never understood why that matters. What I remember most vividly is the way my grandmother looked that day. She was frantic and sad. There were tears in her eyes. My grandfather just stood over her shoulder. I remember the way his glasses gathered the light from the sky. There were hugs. There were words said by each of them. I don't remember what they were. Nothing haunts me more. It took a year to get here. I was 5 when we arrived. We were to assimilate ourselves into the culture before returning to the Lorien, where it could again sustain life. The 9 of us had to scatter and go our own ways. For how long, nobody knew. We still don't. None of them know where I am, and I don't know where they are, or what they look like now. That is how we protect ourselves, because of the charm that was placed upon us when we left, a charm guaranteeing that we can only be killed in the order of our numbers. So as long as we stay apart, if we come together, the charm is broken. When one of us is found and killed, a circular scar wraps around the right ankle of those still alive, and residing on our left ankle, formed when the Loric charm was first cast. It is a small scar, identical to the amulet each of us wears. The circular scars are another part of the charm, a warning system, so that we know where we stand with each other, and so that we know when they'll be coming for us next. The first scar came when I was 9 years old. It woke me from my sleep, burning itself into my flesh. We were living in Arizona, in a small border town near Mexico. I woke screaming in the middle of the night, in agony, terrified as the scar seared itself into my flesh. It was the first sign that the Mogadorians had finally found us on Earth, and the first sign that we were in danger. Until the scar showed up, I had almost convinced myself that my memories were wrong, that what Henry told me was wrong. I wanted to be a normal kid living a normal life, but I knew then, beyond any doubt or discussion, that I wasn't. We moved to Minnesota the next day. The second scar came when I was 12. I was in school, in Colorado, participating in a spelling bee. As soon as the pain started, I knew what was happening, what happened to number 2. The pain was excruciating, but bearable this time. I would have stayed on stage, but the heat lit my sock on fire. The teacher who was conducting the bee sprayed me with a fire extinguisher and rushed me to the hospital. The doctor in the ER found the first scar and called the police. When Henry showed, they threatened to arrest him for child abuse. But because he hadn't been anywhere near me when the second scar came, they had to let him go. We got in the car and drove away, this time to Maine. We left everything we had except the Loric chest that Henry brought along on every move, all 21 of them to date. The third scar appeared an hour ago. I was sitting on a pontoon boat. The boat belonged to the parents of the most popular kid at my school. And unbeknownst to them, he was having a party on it. I'd never been invited to any of the parties at my school before. I had always, because I knew we might leave at any minute, kept to myself. But it had been quiet 2 years. Henry hadn't seen anything in the news that might lead the Mogadorians to one of us, or might alert us to them. So I made a couple of friends, and one of them introduced me to the kid who was having the party. Everyone met at a dock. There were 3 coolers, some music, girls I'd admired from afar but never spoken to, even though I wanted to. We pulled out from the dock and went half a mile into the Gulf of Mexico. I was sitting on the edge of the pontoon with my feet in the water, talking to a cute, dark-haired, blue-eyed girl named Tara when I felt it coming. The water on my legs started boiling, and my lower legs started glowing where the scar was embedding itself. The third of the Lorien symbols, the third warning. Tara started screaming, and people started crowding around me. I knew there was no way to explain it, and I knew we'd have to leave immediately. The stakes were higher now. They had found number 3, wherever he or she was, and number 3 was dead. So I calmed Tara down and kissed her on the cheek and told her it was nice to meet her, and that I hoped she had a long, beautiful life. I dove off the side of the boat and started swimming underwater the whole time, except for one breath. about halfway there, as fast as I could, until I reached the shore. I ran along the side of the highway, just inside of the tree line, moving at speeds as fast as any of the cars. When I got home, Henry was at the bank of scanners and monitors that he used to research news around the world and police activity in our area. He knew, without me saying a word, though he did lift my soaking pants to see the scars. In the beginning, we were a group of 9. 3 are gone, dead. There are 6 of us left. They are hunting us, and they won't stop until they've killed us all. I am number 4. I know that I am next. Okay, I hope you guys like that one. Like I said, if that's a book you'd like to read, I do have a digital copy that I can share with you. It's a little bit of kind of a difficult format to follow, but if you don't mind reading on your computer, I think it would work really well. Let me know and I'll share that file with you. I hope you enjoyed today's first chapter Friday, and you'll have another one coming up next week. Have a good day. Bye.